Welcome back, Madridistas. Today's episode is packed with breaking updates straight from the heart of the Santiago Bernabéu. Raul Asencio out of Xabi Alonso's plans? Ferland Mendy's fitness race for the La Liga opener. Endrick furious over number 9 Snubbed, and his future looks more uncertain than ever. From defensive shakeups to internal locker room drama, you don't want to miss a second of this. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss a Real Madrid update. According to a report from Fishages, Real Madrid have decided to place defender Raul Asencio on the transfer market. The decision comes on the back of Xabi Alonso's vision for the team, as the Spaniard begins to build a defensive setup. In that frame, other names are firmly ahead of Asencio in the pecking order. Asencio saw an unexpected rise last season under Carlo Ancelotti, with Eder Militao's long-term injury opening the door for regular first-team opportunities. The academy graduate featured in several important matches and even started during critical phases of the campaign. Difficult time for Asencio. However, with Militao now fully recovered and defenders like Antonio Rudiger and new signing Dean Huijsen performing strongly, especially during the Club World Cup, Asencio has found himself slipping down the ranks. Despite Alonso's reputation for trusting youth, Asencio hasn't managed to convince the new manager. His performances at the Club World Cup left a lasting impression, but not a favorable one. A clumsy penalty against Al Hilal, a red card against Pachuca, and multiple errors against PSG overshadowed his efforts and raised questions about his readiness for high-pressure matches. Real Madrid ready to cash in. The club no longer considers Asencio, who received offers from the Middle East, untouchable. What began as a short-term solution during a defensive injury crisis has now evolved into a surplus role within the squad. With his development seemingly plateauing and playing time expected to be minimal, Real Madrid's sporting leadership believes it is the right moment to listen to offers. Offloading Asencio would not only free up a spot in the squad but also create room in the wage structure to pursue players more aligned with Alonso's long-term project. And if a suitable offer comes in, Real Madrid will not stand in Asencio's way. According to a recent update provided by Marco Ruiz in AS, it has come to light that Real Madrid remain unsure whether Ferland Mendy will be fit in time for their La Liga opener against Osasuna on August 19th. The French left-back is one of the club's major doubts heading into the new campaign, with time quickly running out for him to return to full match fitness. Although the club hopes to include Mendy in the matchday squad for the opening fixture, there is still no certainty surrounding his availability. Working on regaining fitness. He has been working behind the scenes in silence, committed to regaining fitness and rejoining the group during pre-season. The coaching staff, led by Xabi Alonso, still see value in his versatility, but knows he must catch up quickly. Even if fit, Mendy faces stiff competition for a place in the starting lineup. Both Alvaro Carreras and Fran Garcia are currently ahead of him in the pecking order, having impressed throughout pre-season. Unless there is a major turnaround in form or circumstances, Mendy's path to regular minutes appears difficult. Injury setback and uncertain future. Mendy's ongoing issues stem from an injury he sustained in late April, which required surgery and kept him sidelined for the remainder of the season, including the FIFA Club World Cup. Since then he has not featured in any matches for the club. Beyond concerns over his fitness, there are also questions surrounding Mendy's future at Real Madrid. Despite the internal desire to find a solution, no official offers have been submitted for the defender this summer. The club had been open to exploring options, but as of now, Mendy remains a part of the squad. Whether or not he features against Osasuna, his position in the team and his long-term role at the Santiago Bernabéu remain uncertain. Real Madrid's young star Endrick is reportedly upset after the club decided not to hand him the iconic number 9 shirt. As per reports from Sport, the decision has not gone down well with the Brazilian, who feels sidelined even before the season has fully kicked off. Although it is not officially confirmed yet, strong reports from multiple sources indicate that Real Madrid have chosen Gonzalo Garcia to wear the number 9 shirt for the upcoming season. This move has surprised many fans not because Gonzalo is undeserving, but because it sends a strong message regarding Endrick's place in the squad. Decision after a strong performance. Gonzalo earned plenty of praise after his strong performances during the Club World Cup, which seemed to have played a big part in the club's decision. However, it also suggests that Endrick is being seen as a secondary option, just like last season. According to journalist Alberto Pereiro, Endrick was visibly frustrated when the decision was shared in the locker room. Pereiro revealed, "I was told that Endrick's expression in the dressing room wasn't the best. The thing is, to make one person happy you have to make another person unhappy. Madrid has insisted that Endrick leave for another club, and he keeps saying no. No and no. And I think it's a conversation we'll have to have again in January, said Pereiro. A challenging season ahead for Endrick. At the moment, Endrick finds himself behind both Kylian Mbappe and Gonzalo in the pecking order, which likely means fewer minutes on the pitch. Earlier hopes that a new manager like Xabi Alonso might change things have been dashed, especially after Endrick's recent injury setback. In Mbappe's absence, Gonzalo stepped up and performed well enough to earn a permanent role in the squad. This development leaves Endrick in a tough spot, with his future at the club becoming more uncertain as the season approaches. A crucial conversation about his role could now be on the cards in January. Endrick's situation at Real Madrid is absurd. The playing time he received last season was negligible, and he did not have many opportunities under Carlo Ancelotti. Some would expect things to be different under the new manager. Xabi Alonso might give Endrick more minutes in comparison. Endrick's situation at Real Madrid is becoming more complicated by the day. Despite his talent and potential, the sudden rise of Gonzalo Garcia has made things much harder for the young Brazilian. Earlier this summer, Endrick had the opportunity to go out on loan, with Real Sociedad showing serious interest. But that move fell apart and now he's staying put. According to Fabrizio Romano, Endrick is determined to follow the same path as Vinicius Jr. He sees Vinicius as a role model. Someone who stayed, worked hard, and eventually became a star. That's why Endrick wants to remain in Madrid and prove himself, rather than take the easier route of going on loan. But here's the problem, the conditions are completely different. Vinicius broke into the first team when there was very little competition for his position. Endrick, on the other hand, is fighting for minutes in a squad that now includes Kylian Mbappe and Gonzalo Garcia, both of whom are already ahead of him in the pecking order. Endrick's refusal to go on loan might seem brave, but in reality, it could hold him back. Without regular playing time, his development could stall. The idea of fighting for your place only works if the opportunities are there, and right now they're not. In short, Endrick's decision to stay could end up costing him valuable minutes, confidence, and momentum, and if he's not careful, it might seriously damage his long-term future at Real Madrid. But here's the catch. The story Vinicius had, the rise he experienced, is not what Endrick is going to get. One must understand that while Vinicius had his struggles in the beginning, he was already highly proven and simply waiting for the right breakthrough moment. Most importantly, he had very little competition on the left wing. Vinicius only had to contend with an utterly out-of-form Eden Hazard, who ended up being a total flop, and an already sidelined Gareth Bale. His road to success was obviously tough, met with many challenges and setbacks. But one thing that was guaranteed to him under different coaches and management regimes was playing time. Endrick's story is completely the opposite. He is not getting any minutes, and the rise of Gonzalo Garcia has only made it harder. We know Xabi Alonso is a manager who prioritizes young players. That's precisely why Gonzalo Garcia rose in the first place. And while Endrick may get more minutes under Alonso, the uncertainty caused by Garcia's emergence cannot be ignored. Endrick needs to understand that while Vinicius' journey is inspirational, it is very different from his own. It's not a story he can simply replicate because the variables don't favor him the way they did for Vinicius. That's it for today's Real Madrid News Roundup. Let us know in the comments. Should Raul Asencio be sold? Is it time for Mendy to move on? And most importantly, is Real Madrid wasting Endrick's potential? This season under Xabi Alonso is already heating up, and with all the internal drama, it's clear that Madrid's future stars are facing a battle for their place. Don't forget to drop a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more daily Real Madrid content. Hala Madrid, why not a Mas?